So this was a reunion of sorts. Steve Bannon, the great Steve Bannon, he and I go way back. We go back 20 plus years. Steve used to do a radio show with the most amazing human being I've ever, political human being I've ever met and spoke to and hung out with. Steve Bannon and Andrew Breitbart used to do a radio show. I used to go on the radio show. We became very, very close friends and kind of lost our way a little bit. But at the beginning of Trump 2016, Steve was so involved. Steve and I were very, very close. In fact, Steve Bannon asked me to come to Trump Tower one day and be the Commerce Secretary to Trump 1.0. I was in the middle of a Fox contract. I loved it over there, so I respectfully declined. But Steve and I have been very close. Kind of lost our way a little bit, but I got back to the Bannon show earlier today. Here's a little bite.
Eric Bolling joins me. Eric, you're one of the original gangsters in this entire movement. Give me your thoughts. Let's talk about first the process of supporting the president's selections, his picks, his nominees. You got Cash, you got Pete Hegseth. I know you know Pete well. You've got Tulsi, you got Bobby Kennedy, you got some people outside the box as he wants, because it's not just he's a disruptor. He wants to take apart the administrative state and reform this government in something that gets done what the people need to have done and is at a cost that is not putting us in bankruptcy. Your thoughts, sir?
Let Trump pick who he wants. Trump wants to clearly break down the institutions that are deep state, that are corrupt, that are incompetent, and rebuild them. I mean, if nothing else, we have to trust Trump. Look what he's done. He's changed the world. He's over in France, and Macron and Maloney, and they're all just want to get near Trump. Jill Biden's staring at him like she's got a crush on him. Some people are pushing back on Pete, some traditional MAGA people pushing back on Pete. And Pete will clean up, for example, the $150 billion we've been sending to Ukraine against the American people's wishes. That's going to stop. And so some of the people who are pushing back on Pete are going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, and vote for him in the Senate level, because Trump will take the senators out that push back on Trump's picks. No question about it. So really good. You guys got to understand something. Steve Bannon is like the original thought leader in the populist movement, the America First movement, the MAGA movement. What a great guy. Really good to be back with Steve again. And we'll have, when we start doing guests, if you notice, we've been on 2 months and a day. We haven't done any guests. And we're going to start doing that soon. And Steve will absolutely be one of those. Really good to spend some time with Steve Bannon, folks. Truth bomb.